So, a warm welcome to each and everyone who present over here. My name is Bittu and today I am here to present a PPT presentation on the topic of consumer behavior. So, let's proceed on the next slide. Introduction to consumer behavior. So, consumer behavior can be defined as actions of consumer in the marketplace and underlying motives for those actions. Before I starting the consumer behavior, let me explain the meaning of consumer and the customer. Consumer who use the product and customer who buy the product. Let me say an example. Supposedly we are using anything at home like clothes, anything at home. The person who buy the things they are called customer, and the person who use the things they are called consumer. So let's move on the next slide. Factor influencing consumer decisions. There are several factors that influence the consumer decisions. One of the factors that influence the consumer decision are psychological factor, social factor, and cultural factor. So first one is psychological factor. Psychological factors such as desire, emotion, and motivation can influence the consumer decision. Whenever we see the advertisement of our favorite product, after some time we go to a store and buy the product. Let me say an example of mine. I am a big fan of Indian cricket team, and recently Adidas launched the new jersey of Indian team. In future, I go to a store and buy the product because this is a psychological factor. So the next one is social factor. Social factor says that many other social animals and our buying behavior probably the similar. Whenever we see the advertisement that things that, so the third one is cultural factor. So the cultural related item things can cancel the cultural factor. So the next point is the role of emotion in the market. Emotion play a significant role in the consumer's decision. The data says 70% of the product which is known by ourselves. Our subconscious mind make a connection between the product to see the advertisement. If you see the advertisement of any big brand like Apple and Red Bull, they are not selling the product. They are selling fun and adventure and royalty to the customer. And the last is consumer trade insights. Staying updated on consumer trade is essential for effective marketing. Insight into shifting preferences such as sustainability and digital engagement can guide the marketers in adapting their strategies to meet the evolving consumer expectation and maximizing market impact. And the lastly is conclusion. So as we all know that consumer is the king of the market, and we as a seller, we have to understand needs and wants of the customer. But many of the time, consumer is not satisfied with the product, they are satisfied with the brands. If I take an example of iPhone, whenever you have to buy a new iPhone, you have to pay extra amount to get a new charger. But while consumer buy the product because they are satisfied by the brand. And I take an example of RCB team. If you see the stadium ticket price of RCB is much more higher than other team, but while consumer and RCB loyal fan buy their ticket. So this is all about conclusion. Thank you. That's all from my side.